is up? How you guys
Hey,
doing?
buddies. How you doing?
Oh, someone's
Mustache.
jacked. Someone's jacked. Where are you at, Daniel? Are you here?
I'm here.
He's in the
center,
zone.
He's in the zone.
I'm in all the zones.
I don't know how bad our delay is, but I tried to tailor the audio as good as I
all
can.
the drinks, bro.
We should just be like, there's no audio
I got
issues.
another one, actually.
I like your style.
Zone.
So
All
what's
of
up,
the
guys?
zone.
Daniel, did you see Brad and I played some sick games over the weekend?
I didn't see the games. I only saw the fact that you looked exactly like Super Mario in red and Luigi in green.
I mean, we did try to call you Saturday night, Sunday morning to let you know all about
I'm
what we were
much
doing.
aware about this.
Daniel, like all of a
Normally,
sudden,
I would love this trickery of yours, but for some reason I was sleeping. I'm sorry.
We were having many problems. I got my phone was taken away. I got timeout. I was putting timeout on Saturday night. I tried to go Facebook Live at Gentleman Gaming several times. Things worked. Some things worked. Some things didn't. Apparently, Daniel is gigantic right now on the screen.
I know. Yeah, I was trying to fix him. So like the whole time we were talking, he was leaned out and then he leaned in when we started going. So it's just like changed the positioning of the camera. Now you're too far away. Get back where you were. Plus, we like seeing that beard of yours, that thickness of that beard.
Look at that beard is fucking majestic.
It's a fucking majestic beard. I know.
It's very nice. It's very, very
a lot
nice.
of beard.
We had some games, played some Necrons versus some Salamanders. The Necrons look really promising. I'm really liking them. I misplayed a couple things, but unfortunately, it's boring. No one likes it, but Warriors are still, the way to go probably.
I did love the spiders, dude. Spiders.
Yeah. The spiders are great, but I think warriors are still the base of the troops.
Yeah.
If you're taking troops, you're taking 2 units of 20 warriors and probably 5 immortals. That's pretty much how I would start most of my lists, and then I would go, do I want more warriors instead? And probably not most of the time, and probably yes sometimes. I don't know.
Spiders.
Can I go into my cupboard and find 9 spiders, 12 wraiths, some scorpion?
I don't like wraiths. I don't like wraiths. I do like spiders.
I don't know why do you not like the wraiths though?
I think the wraiths lost so much efficiency by losing the 3-up invo. That was the real reason to take them, was that 3-up invo.
But they have reanimation now, which is nice. They didn't before.
Reanimation and multi-wound models sucks. It's like it doesn't exist.
Sucks
Just consider the reanimation not a thing if you have more than 2 wounds. If you have more than 2 wounds,
one guy.
You were literally getting a scare
one
back.
guy
You were getting
in
a
the
scare
game.
back every time. I would say the 40 warriors are your base, Alex. You know what I mean? It's
40 warriors is ideal, like the base when you start things off.
Yeah, you could go 20 more though. You could go. It's like basically.
I'm telling you,
40.
wraiths are dead. So I'm telling you
The
right now.
Swedish list I've seen so far are 60 base.
60 base is probably what you should do. I just hate it. I hate taking 40. Warriors are boring. They're lame.
Yeah.
They're not fun.
Yeah.
They don't provide the codex something new that I wanted. There are new things in the codex which are really
They're
cool.
So good though.
I don't care though. I'm done with that, bro. You came to my house. You saw all the awards in the bathroom and everything. They're not fun.
That's where I'm working.
I mean, you could, but you can only have one because the book says you could. But
No, you can have 3 stands,
No, you
one
can
per
have
detachment.
3. If you had 3 fractions.
no, 3. Sorry, per detachment. It's 1 per.
It's 1 per detachment. So you could run a 3
Excuse
C10
me,
list.
Super Mario, what did you say?
It's per detachment. Thank you very
He
much.
said you're correct. That's right, Brad. Admit you're wrong.
If you're gonna take 3 detachments, yes. However,
I'm gonna open this beer now.
it's
Oh, that's not a twist. That's not a twist. Oh, that's gross.
Spiders took. Did he just do it with his face?
Yeah, he just did it like with his eyeball. He missed it. No, it was
Free
with his
dental.
mouth.
Free dental. That's
Yeah, no, I think warriors are boring as shit, but probably the best thing in the codex. The feel no pain on them seems really, 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 really strong.
I was actually super surprised when because of the amount of wounds that you lose on a scarab unit. You end up getting a base back. Basically, you lose stat wise. You basically lose 3, get back 1. So it's still 4 wounds sitting there.
I think scarabs are good regardless. Like, even though without reanimation, they're not super pricey. You could bring them back with the spiders. Taking spiders is a really, really good idea. If you're taking the Silent King, I recommend looking at the idea of taking a spider or 2 that can heal him. because the spiders are great and you can put wounds back on them with them. So I think that's a cool idea. You could also do it with the one cryptic. He could do it with the strat. So there's a lot of ways to like take a Silent King and like heal like 4 or 5 wounds a turn with living metal, and that's not including command protocols. You can even get that up to 5, 6 with command protocols as well. So there's some cool tricks to like keep him alive if you want to take him. Me and Brad played a whole game where Brad refused to shoot him, and we both thought he had quantum shielding in the beginning. And Brad wasn't going to shoot him anyways. He was going to play the game without trying to kill him. And
because I wanted his Silent King that he made. Alan made a Silent King out of nothing. I still love the fact that you literally sat down and he sits down at his desk and I'm just sitting there and I'm having my wine and Alan has a base, just a base. And he goes, I'm going to make a Silent King. I'm like, you have 100mm base. He's like, yeah, I got to put all stuff on top of this base. And I'm like, well, you need some stuff to put on the base. He's like, hold on. He grabbed like some gum, some Tic Tacs, random string, and he just started making a Silent King. And I was fairly impressed by the MacGyvering of a Silent King, so I did not shoot him.
There's a Nightbringer being electrocuted on the back of him. It's pretty cool. I had a Tomb Kings that Tomb Kings model I had on the side. I'm gonna make a nicer one.
Can we see the final result?
Yeah, you'll see it when you watch this podcast because I just put it on camera, and I'll send you a personal picture because I love you.
Show it, man. I haven't seen it.
Here.
Chester in pajama pants in the house.
Can you see it or no? I can't tell with your eyes. Your eyes are so droopy. You look like you're passing out. You look. Dude, hey, Daniel, you look like it's 11 o'clock by your house. What's going on?
It's 11 o'clock by my house. It's 11:15.
I was just going to say it's actually after 11 o'clock.
Beer.
So I mean, yeah, I think with penis to scale, PJ.
Other consumable alcoholic drinks.
Consumable alcoholic drinks. I love everything.
Yeah, we had a good day, man. It's not every day you make a Silent King, play football, do an entire seafood crawl, and have breakfast by your parents in the morning while going to downtown Chicago to pick up Brad Chester. It's a nice time.
Yeah, it was delightful.
And we bought a unicorn head.
That's true.
That sounds as messed up as it is.
Those pictures were amazing.
Yeah. Both Brad and I went
mustaches.
mustaches.
My kids are asking you, Alan, how can you live in Iraq, Chicago?
It's really not it's really not that bad. It's pretty nice here actually. I would be more afraid to live in Sweden where your neighbor smiles to your face but secretly wants to stab you. And the only thing that stops him from doing so is the sheer distance between houses and the lack of firearms. Here in Chicago, people tell you exactly what they think. So I like that. You know exactly who to watch out for pretty much. It's pretty cool. So
bring Aaron for the next show. Yeah, it's a lot of questions.
Yeah. So the Silent King, our Silent King is 9.3 inches tall, actually, not 9.5, 0.3. So I don't know how big the real one is. I just kind of gauged it based on personal preference.
It looks sweet. I liked it at the end. I like the stuff about it. Besides the spiders, what else do you put to the list, dude?
Dude, I really liked the Catacomb Command Barge.
Catacomb Command Barge was super. What do we say? The good takeaways were the Catacomb Command Barge, Scarab spiders. I would bring a lot of spiders, actually. Warriors, I know you think they're boring, but they're amazing.
Can you play an old school Necron list with, let's say, 12 wraiths?
No, wraiths are dead.
Spiders, 27 scarabs. Some warriors and some cool guys. Is that a list or?
It's for sure, man.
It's probably a list. Yeah, it's probably a list. Yeah.
Yeah, like literally, you can play aggressive because of the fact that you can make the whole army OBSEC. You can play a very, very aggressive list and just push into your opponent. You literally can make your whole army OBSEC and then also move 6 inches before the beginning of the game.
I know.
And just push up.
Yeah.
I just like anything that I like. The reason I like having a unit of wraiths is because they still ignore terrain, so I can just move through breachable terrain and get to places, and they're fast, so they can do stuff. I do like the other hand.
Is there any reason not to bring Sandrick?
Yeah, I don't think you need Zandrick at all. I haven't made a list with him. Yeah, I don't need him anymore. I think the list is fully functional without him.
A lot of their guys are good.
Yeah.
I mean, just yeah, I mean, none of those guys have good rules though, man. Like just anybody that has my will be done adding +1 is just pretty big deal. Most of those guys have reroll 1s. They all have some sort of shenanigans like the move more auras and shit like that. All those characters are pretty badass. You know what I mean?
Like a free Vect is massive, man.
The Traveler
the Prefect is pretty cool.
He adds 1 to
Just
hit.
The threat of one Vect.
Diffie's in the house.
Yeah.
The Aussie's in the house. Nice.
No, you're right, Daniel. Prefect is really gross. It's very good.
It's super good.
I just think Necrons are a little bit on the pricey side, though. Necrons are a little bit on the pricey side. You can't get everything.
Are basically to taste. To tell you the truth, I think you make the base of the list, and then you just take HQs that you prefer.
Yeah, you have to build an army around some of them, but some of them you don't. Like the Catacomb Command Barge, there's no need to build an army around. You just take it. It's worth its points in gold. It's fantastic. There's no reason not to take it. With Quantum Shielding on it and Living Metal on it and the fact that it's a noble, it does everything. It plays the secondary missions in the game. It's a counter assault unit. It could do so much. You could take a Resorb on it if you want.
Do you agree that we're not gonna play secondaries from codexes?
No, I think we will. Yeah, I think we will.
Oh, dude.
Why? Why would we? We didn't play cards from codexes.
I think overall I think overall with the community feeling as though the major players in the community are a part of Games Workshop's tournament circuit now, I think many of them are going to push that down. And I also think the lack of diversity. So what you're saying
is Brandt is a bitch, and then we're playing it.
I didn't say that. I mean,
no,
I didn't say that. But and I don't think it's just Brandt. I think Brandt, Reese, even the guys at Adepticon, they all feel as though they're like very, very ingrained now in Games Workshop, and they're running almost a tournament circuit. Obviously, Brandt's the name on it, but I feel as though all of them all feel like they're involved. So I think they're going to push it, and I think the secondaries are so boring in the book and like just lame.
No, I totally agree.
I think the Codex ones are going to be brought into.
If we did, because if we don't, everyone is playing the same fucking shit.
Exactly. I think one secondary will be allowed from your book, and then the other two have to come from the rule book. I think that's how it's going to work. Or the mission. So you can take the mission secondary plus your Codex's secondary plus a rule book secondary if you wanted to. The mission secondaries kind of suck right now too.
Oh yeah, I'm a little bit drunk. That's fine.
I don't know that fucking secondary
Cheers,
for the
brother.
noble thing actually was kind of cool.
Cheers, buddy.
Yeah, Silent King got me 15 points alone on his own. Like, you know, that's pretty good. And like, I know Brad in our game wasn't shooting them, but it's not hard to screen them out with Necrons. You can easily do it. But the problem is if you do it, you're not really using them to his full potential. So you kind of need to figure out a way to both screen them out from your edges and still ram them down your opponent's throat.
Yeah. He's the vanguard, the head of the vanguard.
Yeah. I think the best way to do it is almost like to kind of create like a funnel, like a thing here and a thing here with like a hole in the middle where you could just penetrate that hole real deep.
Penetrate that hole.
And, you know, like you got these two things and you got a hole here and he goes through the hole, you know, and he really hits the soft spot and makes sure that you
it's a
achieve the mission.
novelty experience for Alan, but for us, that's penetrated the hole before.
La 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 la. I think I'm a Viking. Rah rah rah. Is your beard itchy? I feel like your beard looks itchy.
Majestic.
I hope the next time you smoke one of those fags that you smoke, you just catch your whole beard on fire and then you end up looking like me.
I don't smoke. I haven't smoked since April last year.
Oh, you stopped smoking? Man, that's why you're so lame. Ever since you stopped smoking, you just turned into a giant douche. You should pick it back up again. I think it's good. It's healthy for you.
I agree. I totally agree.
Yeah, Lichguard, Alex, I think Lichguard have a place for sure. I was taking the Dynasty code called...
You took the +1
immovable phalanx. So if you don't,
if you go second,
Yeah, if you go second, right, you basically have a +1 on all damage 1 weapons. Which
But you don't know that before you pick the codex, right?
Correct. But if you also just don't move, like if you're in, I don't know, close combat for a turn and you haven't moved yet at the top of the battle round, let's say you are going first and you got charged on the bottom of like 2, well, top of 3, you didn't move. You were in combat. So now all of a sudden you get a +1 to your save. And those guys with a +1 to their save is gross.
Yeah, it literally did feel better.
Also, invo saves?
No, I think it's just armor. I think it's just armor, not invo. But
it gave him. He saved several units from me when I was shooting him with plasma.
Yeah.
Just because of that fact, it came in way better than I thought it was going to be. It ended up being just a little bit stronger.
Yeah, I think it's really good if your army's not a CC army for the most part. If your army's more about shooting and you just happen to throw in a Lich Guard unit, I think it's really solid in that perspective because.
So who won in your game?
No one. We basically had a draw. It was a close game draw.
Just a super close game. I didn't move a bunch of shit. We would have literally in a test game just let us move back and forth. We did so many just showing people what's going on, and we didn't want certain things to die right away because we wanted to show the new stuff. We wanted to show I wanted to show some of the new models and interactions, and Alan wanted to show some of the new stuff. So
yeah.
we played just odd, but we wanted to show the new things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like basically, we wanted to showcase the new Necron units he took. I wanted to show the new Space Marine things that I took. So we played like an odd game where we just kind of let each other's certain things live while we still tried to play really hard and win the game.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I did like the +1 save because there was a round 2, turn number 2. I was benefiting from the protocol of always being in cover regardless. And I was getting that benefit, and I didn't move because turn 1 I moved 6 before the game started, and then I moved after that, so I was already in position. So at that point, I was like, I'm not going to move, and I'm going to benefit from a +2 to like all my saves. So Brad's plasma guys came down with tactical doctrine, and they were -4, which is really really good. But now they're only -2. And then with my save plus reanimation at a -2, it wasn't that bad for some of my units. They ended up living.
Yeah, I thought I was just going to peel them, so it actually got me a plasma unit killed because I didn't think there'd be anything back there. So
yep. So it was really nice. As far as deathballing the Lich Guard, I think the best thing to do with Lich Guard is most likely going to be Veil. Veiling them is probably good, or using them as a counterattack unit behind a ruined wall. They're really slow. And there's not really much you can do about that outside of Veil and counter assaults. So, I mean, I don't know what else you're going to do. If you're looking at how to be aggressive with Necrons in terms of combat, you should be looking at Scarabs, Spiders running up the board, the Catacomb Command Barges.
Taking this to another meta, what would you say about my force list against both of these new codexes?
Be tough.
I think Necrons are positioned well to counter the horse list pretty good. The 6-inch move before the game starts is kind of gross. The fact that they can get, if they go second, if they win the roll and they choose to go second, +2 to basically all damage 1 weaponry is really good. +1 against anything else is really good.
They're not getting any good charges in, right?
They're just so durable because if you're putting spiders, scarabs up, you moved everything 6 inches up, you've just taken the board, and it's so difficult to get rid of those stupid warrior units for one. But then you've also got you can put in a lot of combat elements after that, and you've got a bunch of stall elements that are hard to get rid of. Yeah. Scarabs really were surprisingly resilient, even with just average rolls on it, because you always ended up having a few scarabs left, and then you reanimated one with a spider, and then you just got one back with reanimation, and it was like over the course of the game, you're basically a full turn behind what you thought you were going to be because you're still just stuck with these stupid scarabs. And then those spiders come in with 5 strength 8 attacks.
Obsec, right?
I didn't play him. I didn't play him as Obsec.
He didn't play that, but I'm saying that's
another time they should do that Obsec, right?
I don't think so. I don't think so. No, not when I have 40 warriors. I don't need Obsec at that point.
You play.
Yeah, but I don't play 40 boring guys.
40 boingers.
Yeah, if you're not playing a Warriors list, I wrote up a new list today with Flayed Ones, Lich Guards, Spiders, Scarabs, some of the Assault Destroyers, the new C-10, and 2 Overlord barges.
That's what I want to play.
That's a cool army. And that army I would take OBSEC with 100%.
Straight over.
The Destroyer army just still does feel pretty nasty with that.
Yeah.
Especially moving up like that.
I would, well, you can't move up and take OBSEC. Those are the same. Right? No, they're not. You could take those both. You could take those both.
Yeah,
you could take those both. Yeah, you could take those both. So, I mean, Daniel, I think that army's really good. You get the C-10, you get the close combat destroyer guys, you get the close combat flayed ones, you get the Lich Guard, you get spiders and scarabs to create like kind of a foundational support base.
Even with the 40 warriors, I do like the OBSEC one because they count as double. So now you have basically count as 40.
Yeah, but I never ever needed it. I never needed
of those boring motherfuckers.
Yeah, they're boring, but I never needed to have double against you with the Marine list.
Dude, it felt like pointless to shoot them sometimes because of the fact that regular reanimation, you've got guys that are you just bringing back D3. You've always got the option of the Res Orb. You have to kill basically all 20 of them to get any value, or they're just most of the units coming back.
No, James, I'm not forgetting the Technomancer because he wouldn't be near.
From this Codex perspective, I'm going to do Harlequins now. How do you think the Harlequins will stand against the 2 new Codexes?
Harlequins are always going to be good for a while, just because of movement.
They're the same against Marines. The Marines didn't change that much. It's just basically how they'll do against Necrons. I don't know against the Necrons because Necrons can literally flood the board with just durable crap, and the Harlequins run out of places to run and do all their tricks. So I don't know on that one, because usually what happens in a durable army is it just doesn't take the whole board. It balls up and I'm real tough. Necrons are just tough everywhere, so it's just I don't know, because you can be pitted.
I think the C-10 is trouble.
Super Mario, it's a setback.
Yes, I think it is a setback from a C-10 perspective, for sure. I think the C-10 causes some problems for Harlequins because you can only do 3 wounds a turn, and the new C-10, the Void Dragon one, is gross. Dude, he literally will heal wounds on any vehicles you take. He can heal wounds regardless of that as well because of living metal. He's very good
against the Harlequins. The Nightbringer basically causes them all terror.
If someone takes a Nightbringer, just shake their hand and go get a beer, most likely, if they know how to play.
He literally goes, "Hey, I noticed that you only have invulns." Shlink.
You basically can't get anywhere near him. What he does is he shuts down all your saves of all kind.
I know what it is.
And your special rules. Well, he also shuts down special rules. You are kind of retarded right now, but he also shuts down special rules too. And also sometimes when I talk to you, I just talk to the people, but I like talking to you.
Yeah.
Don't forget that. He'll kill gas. He'll kill gas.
I just like enjoying talking to you guys, and
we like you.
I've literally talked to you for like 5 hours today, though. Daniel missed his train. Daniel missed his bus earlier today. He was so upset. He's like, I just missed my bus. I need to talk to someone I love.
I had to wait an hour for the other.
He had to wait a whole hour. I was talking to him while I was doing some 3D printing.
You know what we haven't talked about though, is the fact that you guys went to a northern tournament and you apparently just left Jimmy in middle of nowhere and just came back home and just went figure it out. So what happened there?
I heard Jimmy had sex with one of the train stewards.
Winners take the flight. Losers take the fucking bus.
Yeah, it's like a 13-hour ride for him back home. That's crazy.
Winning,
You didn't win the tournament before. You got raffle stomped. I watched your score just plummet.
I took 14, 20, 20,
bro,
20,
bro.
20,
you were
20.
like an Enron. You were like the Enron stock. You were up, and then you plummeted like so bad. You should have took the train back.
It started off late with the 14. But there was 20 straight through it, right?
Yeah. Sure, buddy.
I just saw a picture of you comfy and ready for bedtime, and Jimmy was sad and trying to get home, hitchhiking, looking like he was Bruce Banner on the side of the road playing that sad music.
Damn, I should have had that song ready to go.
in the ghetto. But
I love it. I love it.
it was horrible. It was bad for him, man. But if you're cheap, you go by train.
Yeah. You pay for it later.
If you're bad at 40K and don't win any prize support, you have to pay the train.
You shouldn't even go to the tournament.
He came fourth. No prize support.
Loser.
Daniel's got an extra plane ticket for him, but it says first place. He just threw it in the garbage and we out on the plane after he didn't get it.
If I bought the train ticket for that tournament and I was playing Daniel, I would have played him for the plane ticket. I would have been like, listen, if you win, you get my whole army because I don't feel like carrying it on a train. If I win, I get your plane ticket. I get your plane ticket.
We see them more pinks.
If you were gonna run the Silent King, how many
pinks, bro? Pinks. Let's play for pinks.
Pinks, man.
Next time I play Nanavati.
Next time you and me play, it's for pinks.
Why? You're just gonna steal my army anyways, like you do all the time. Oh, all these models are here. I guess I'll just take them all.
Army back if you win.
Yeah,
Anytime.
I get my own army back if I win. Sure, why not?
And
I'm
you
gonna
have
win
to come
anyways.
to Sweden to get it.
We all know what's gonna happen. You're gonna be losing, and then you're gonna call your ghost to like blow out my chest again, so that I can't finish the game. And then you're gonna be like, "Oh, you can't finish the game."
How is that my fault, man?
You have a ghost. There's a ghost in your house. They knew you were gonna die. They came in. They protected you, saved your life, and that's the story. I'm sticking to it. I don't know what else to say.
It's fine. My story is you suck at wrestling.
I'm gonna fucking destroy you next time I see you. I hope you're on full tilt when I see you, because God, I'm
always on a full tilt, man.
Gonna level you, dude. It's gonna be hilarious. You're gonna catch COVID and die, but really you'll die from a chest cave-in.
I already put his title up in chat.
Grand Necromancer
Daniel.
If you don't have the king, what is he saying? How many nobles do you want in your army if you don't have the king? Probably 2. I don't think more than 2 is necessary. As long as one of them is a barge, we will stream that. Kurt, we'll stream that 5-second match of me just going full tilt and getting that over real quick. So that will happen.
Should we just start it?
I will beat this old man silly. Rick James 230.
So many.
He's trying to create rules now. You see how he's scared? He's like, whoa, let's just make sure it's safe. Nah, dog.
I'm gonna put you guys in soccer boppers.
I'm not super worried. I mean, Brad know my style. It's fine. I summon ghosts.
Kurt, Daniel is the kind of guy that when you want to have a fun wrestling match with, he's like, this fight is to the death, and I am in the Thunderdome, and only one human will leave. And I'm like, I don't want to hurt Daniel. He's my friend. Daniel's like, I no longer see pajamas. I see a mortal enemy. I don't even know what he sees. And he goes like full blast, which leads people to get injured without even contact.
I didn't even touch you.
I know you didn't touch me, actually. You had a ghost.
You're whining like a bitch.
You had a ghost. There was a ghost there.
You're a bitch. You're whining.
You're a bitch.
The only thing I hear is,
you're a bitch.
It's so sad. This big guy.
We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
Touch me, man.
Hey, can you keep that beard on? Because I want to make sure it's moist after our fight. Just letting you know. I'm gonna let the audience.
It's moist.
By your sweat, tears, and fucking anguish.
I'm gonna put my wop all over that face of yours. I'm gonna put my wop all over that thing, bro. It's gonna be delicious.
It's fine. It's fine.
I did order that, by the way.
You're gonna do it like 2 broken shoulders, and it's like, I feel so bad.
I like Brad. I like how our comments keep trying to get us back on track to the rules. Speaking of our game, though, I didn't notice anything bad about Salamanders. Can you, Brad, what changed? Because your list basically did everything the exact same way.
Because I already tooled my army up to be for the new 9th edition book, to be honest. To be fair.
Also, those Vanguard guys that you had in your list saved you that game.
So good.
They saved you that game. Like, without them in your list, you get crushed.
I couldn't be able to do anything. You rushed up on me too hard.
Yeah, without them in the game, I take that objective from you on turn 2.
Heavy weapon guys with the grab with +1 to wound must be very good
No, he took them with shields and like claws or
no,
something.
No, he's talking about the taking dev squads. I debated on that too, just because they have 30-inch range now.
Yeah, sounds really good.
Yeah. How many points? How many points, Brad, is a 5-man unit?
It's 1 CP, right? It's very cheap. CP.
Brad, how many points is a 5-man unit?
Cheap.
Say again.
How many points is a 5-man unit?
Of Vanguard vets?
Yeah, Vanguard.
The way I took them, they're 28 apiece.
28 points apiece. So they were so worth it.
Jump pack,
shield and sword, right?
No, I ended up taking lightning claws because of the fact that the lightning claw gives you
no shield. No,
storm shield, lightning claw.
Storm shield, lightning claw.
They're only 5 points or something. Right?
3 points for the lightning.
Yeah,
claw. So good.
Yeah, no, the strat, the strat that let you heroically intervene with them 2d6. That was ridiculous.
So Born Protector.
That was crazy. That strat is insane. That was the craziest thing ever because if I knew it existed, I would have just shot you off that objective and I would have took a 5-point lead right away. But I didn't know it existed and I got greedy with points and I wanted to kill that guy in close combat. But with those guys piling in on me, that was brutal. That hurt so bad.
I mean, it's a strong strat on that. I mean, I had made a couple changes on stuff, but man,
is that a salamander only?
I'm going to what's that? That is a salamander strat.
Okay, salamander only. Okay.
I mean, it's a little bit unfair though. I think because Brad has played 40K and Alan hasn't.
Well,
and I almost won.
It's good like that. Yeah. My next game, I'm taking. I took out 2 eradicators, so I only have 1 eradicator, and I put in 3 ATV bikes with multi-mountas, just because
why do you think ATV bikes is better than, for example, Gimmers, like speeders?
Well, because
they
the
have
fact
cheaper
that
point per wound.
Chief Apothecary, I can literally bring one back for 0 CP. I can bring one back to fully bring a model back with
only because of him. You think it's better than that?
Only reason.
First model I tried to kill was that damn Chief Apothecary.
If they would change the ruling of that one,
I would not.
Speeders are better than
small. I'd want small units that can do more. Yeah, I want different, like MSU style. Yeah, my thing is that right now, because of the fact that I'm sitting on a feel no pain, I'm sitting on the fact that I can heal them 3, and for nothing, I can bring 1 back at full wounds. Literally, it's almost a waste to shoot them unless you can obviously wipe them completely out, which is just difficult with 24 wounds and a 6 on feel no pain. And I can also pop the strat for an invuln. So. It's pretty big deal.
I'm not saying you're doing it wrong. I'm just asking.
Yeah, no. If they changed that, if they changed that rule that I couldn't do that with the apothecary, then I wouldn't. Then I would definitely take a different loadout.
Yeah.
But it gives a little more volume because the only thing that I don't like.
We could also maybe assume that there's going to be changes to that rule, right?
Possibly. We'll see. We'll see.
I'm not saying you're
not if Games Workshop wants to sell ATVs.
Because it's I like them because like the only problem I have with eradicators is later in the game. Well, Alan and I were talking about. I was talking to Alan about this after our game. It's just sometimes it later in the game when you want just more shots and the hard targets are gone, the eradicators just don't. They only have 6 shots for 3 dudes. You know what I mean? Which are good shots. Don't get me wrong, but it's still 6 shots. You know what I mean? So. Sometimes you just need to roll more dice to get shit done. So apparently Alan's either super there we go.
No, my camera glitched out for a second.
Oh, I was like, you're really, really deep in thought, just totally fucking stoic.
Well, I was thinking about how to make those ATVs actually, like how to splice up the model in the way I do.
I love the fact that they painted your upper armor, your lower armor, and then just call them Super Mario Bros.
Alex, the monolith is freaking amazing, but it doesn't have quantum shielding. So that's a big no-no for me. I like the fact that it gets those auto hits in close combat, though. It's kind of gross. It's like
Kurt talking shit to me. Oh no, my eradicators murdered all the hard targets turned 1 and 2. Now they aren't as good. How depressing, you spoiled Ninja Turtle.
Yeah, it's so sad.
Like, look, they should be. You know what? Every turn they should get more shots.
Yeah, eradicators are gross.
Turn 3, they have 3. Turn 4, they have 4.
At least, man.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
they're super gross. But yeah, no, I felt the Salamander book was pretty good. I know Iron Hands took a hard hit. I know Raven Guard are basically obsolete at this point in time. White Scars still seem fine. Blood Angels took a pretty hard hit, I think.
Super hard.
No, I think the other way around.
Yeah.
Blood Angels are dead.
Yeah.
No.
Super dead. Super
Dude,
dead.
they're not even remotely dead.
Okay, well, let me rephrase it. All of the cool reasons to take Blood Angels are gone.
They're really good right now, and their book comes out in a month. So something that's already good will probably be amazing when they get the rest of their shit back.
What they got nothing good except 2 wound Death Guard.
Sanguinary Guard went down 4 points.
1 attack.
Got an extra attack and extra range of their gun. Sanguinor literally sucks. Divine heroic interventions from space, and they shoot him out of a cannon somehow.
On 1 character. That sucks.
And the jump pack
that
chaplain,
sucks.
The bite chaplain with 7 wounds in a Blood Angels army feels disgusting at +1 to wound.
No, it sucks, man. It's bad.
It's not as fun.
It's worse.
The army's worse.
It's worse than it was.
Yeah, it's worse. It's definitely worse.
Blood Angels was super good.
I believe strongly.
I believe they're super good still right now.
No, they're not.
Codex.
They're not. And I don't think their codex is going to make them better.
When they get it, I'm going to play it, man, motherfucker. Right now, it sucks.
No, you're not going to like the codex, Daniel. You're not going to like the codex, Daniel. It's not going to have all the flair. It's not going to have what you were looking for. I mean, Necrons don't either, but Necrons have some cool stuff. Not everything I wanted, but definitely some cool stuff. Marines still seem super. Like the Salamanders list still seems really good.
Space looks good.
Brad, is Salamanders the strongest Marines right now, in your opinion?
No, Scars. Scars just still have all the shenanigans.
Okay.
Space Wolves looks really good.
I love the Space Wolves are another army where I really like them because the tactics just nuts. The fact that you're heroic intervening with everybody, and they also are getting a book
on 6. Yeah,
it's just nuts.
And Deathwing looks good.
Oh, dude, having everybody have transhuman that's inner circle is just so strong. Those guys are so hard to get rid of. You basically have an apothecary, the Ravenwing apothecary on a bike, just running behind them. He can get anywhere he needs to go.
Nothing nice.
No. 6 up, feel no pain, plus getting a guy back, plus healing. You know what I mean? It's just plus again, they've literally got a 1-up, 4-up, and they're getting healed, and they have a feel no pain. It's just that they're just hard to get rid of. You have to have some stuff that's fast with them though, because you can't just do like you do against Death Guard right now and just stay away from their blob of slow moving shit.
I would be surprised if they don't nerf Dark Angels when they get their book. I don't know. For me, it just seems like an oversight to give everything transhuman like that.
It's just inner circle. It's basically
but you could design a whole army around that.
And Terminator.
Yeah,
no, it's just
inner circle.
It's just Terminator. It's
all of the cool stuff.
All infantry guys. So it's just Terminators basically.
And characters.
Yeah, well, the characters are Terminators too.
That's like you can literally take like 10 Terminators and like 6 characters on top of like a bunch of extra dudes, and you can make that list work. I mean, there's no reason why you can't. And like nothing can be wounded on less than a 4. It seems very strong. And then just like take anything after that. Take a Talon Master. Take whatever you want to add some speed.
To be honest, all of this shit is still weaker than horses that can ride away from combat.
That is
horses. Horses just shoot. You have to shoot the horses.
True.
You can't
the
charge
Space
them.
Wolves can kill a Satan in 1 turn because the Thunderwolf Cavalry can do it. Because their strat is 2-up. Every guy that gets into combat on a 2-up does a mortal wound. That's actually kind of cool. Plus the Thunderwolf Cavalry have advantage.
Why does that cause you to kill the C10 though? I'm not following. Can't you just
you
only take 3?
Take 3 wounds.
It's 3 wounds per phase. That's a charge. That's the charge phase.
Oh, okay,
so
okay.
Shoot him for 3 wounds. Charge phase, and then fight phase.
Assault phase.
Yeah.
Got it. So the obscure unit that no one's going to play with because it can't beat anything else.
Sister. Well, there's only a few. I mean, the Satan's really tough. There's a few units that can do it. I mean, like Sisters can do it reliably.
Yeah.
Because they can just drop down and shoot you in the move phase. But
yeah, Sisters are gross. I hate Sisters. They're way too good.
Sisters are super, super good right now. Like scary good.
Yeah.
Which we said before.
Yeah.
Since everything they have is just better.
Just got better. Yes. Everything that we're
it's like 100% better. Everything. I asked that player, the sister player, it was like, Did any weapon get less bad, or
Everything
yeah, I mean the bolters didn't get.
Oh, speaking of sisters, Brad, can you send me that sisters list you wanted us to try out on the channel? We'll try it out on Friday on the live stream. We're gonna do a live stream this Friday again.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Also, by the way, I like the fact that I got 400 codes from Twitch because you guys were trying to fix what was still live. So it kept auto trying to log me into my Twitch.
Yeah, it's gonna do that.
It cracked me up. But yeah, man, like fucking that shit's good. I think that there's a lot of these armies are just fucking good.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I feel the same way. I mean,
don't feel that great.
What's the biggest player skill army right now?
Harlequins probably still.
Probably Harlequins.
Maybe sisters. Maybe sisters.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah. I think it's either Harlequins or sisters. That would.
Yeah.
I mean, out of the best codexes, I would put those two. I think orcs are a very high skill army right now too, but they're not good. They're not as good as those codexes.
They're not as good as those guys. I feel they're good, but I think they're probably underrated, but they're not as good as those.
Yeah, they're definitely. They've always been underrated since forever, but they're not on par with Marines or sisters or Harlequins for sure.
They just have more efficient. Right now, they have more efficient shit.
So you would argue, which I do. I'm just trying to get your consent, that if you play a Harlequin army the best you can, it's probably one of the best plays.
Oh, for sure. It's a top skill army. It's just the fact that it's a player army because it's got so much shenanigans and movement, and it's got speed. You have invulns against anything. You can play against anything. It's just it also has the problem that if you it's one of those armies though. If you play it poorly,
you fuck up, it's hurtful.
I think it's different. Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say, Daniel. So it's different, right? So Harlequins is not an army where there's a lot of rules or a lot of complexity. There's like 7 units in your whole freaking army.
A lot of complexity, but not a lot of rules.
Yeah, there's not a lot of rules and units. I say the complexity that you have isn't necessarily around rules and the units and how to use them the right way. I think sisters are definitely harder when it comes to that, like knowing when to use your stratagems, how to use them, how to position, how to make sure you're within aura ranges, and all that kind of stuff. I think where Harlequin's player skill is the most important is knowing when to engage and how to engage. Because if you make a mistake on
2 CP strat to take off, I mean, you have all kinds of tricks.
You can go in, engage, and fuck off.
Yeah, leave.
Yeah, but how to fuck off, when to fuck off, when not to fuck off, when to bait, when to not bait, when to fully engage. Those are the things in the Harlequin Codex that I think are really, really difficult in the sense that you really have to have a good feel for the army, because if you make a mistake on any of them, it's costly. Whereas if you make a mistake in other lists, it's not as costly. I think that's the big difference between them and other lists. I can see Necrons being similar in the future with when to engage, not warriors. But if you play like the list we talked about earlier,
combat, like a destroyer list,
you have to really know when you're gonna actually fight for it. So,
what it's worth.
It's always time to bait.
It's time to bait. Biting.
Can they go through with 36 wounds in a single combat? I'm trying to read these comments now. I'm getting sidetracked. Sorry.
That is true. That is true, Kurt. Sisters do have your safety net of just straight up going, well, I'm just going to use these miracle dice.
Yeah, sisters can swing a game just with miracle dice.
Personally, though, I've been playing the horses with support, and I think it's too easy. It's not fun. It's not fun to win.
I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's really the case, Daniel. I think that you live in a country called Sweden, and no one there is really good, so you have a hard time of finding actual skilled players. I think that's the thing. Like, if you actually want to have a real game, come over here.
So you mean if I played this against you,
I would crush your Horsey's army with orcs or I don't know, Gene Stealer Culture, some backwards codex from Podunk.
Crude mercenaries.
I beat you with Crude mercenaries, basically.
Actually, I think that was the best thing that happened this weekend. We started making fun of Kareem's list because he brought a 4th edition chaos
Tell the
list.
story. Tell the story. That's so good.
So we're giving him so much shit because Cisco's playing his Raven Guard, and Kareem shows up with his chaos, and it literally looks like he was like, well, I was on my way to a 4th edition tournament, and I got lost for 15 years, and now I'm here. He's got double Land Raider, some Zergers, just basically what you would take back then.
It was like double Land Raider, triple Rhino, Corn Berserkers, like deep striking Terminators with Abaddon, like just like a very weird 4th edition list, and then he
just tools up Cisco.
He just totally won the game. It was like, what? How did he win? And Cisco's like, well, I don't have enough things to kill that many vehicles. Like I have nothing to deal with that. And the things I did have, he killed like right away. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, seems legit. So that was pretty funny, actually. I couldn't believe that.
It was fantastic. Every part about it. I was so excited when I was just like, what just happened? He's like,
did you see what Corey wrote?
I've got 2 units of infiltrator or intercessors and this bike. And I'm like, so what do you got? Oh, the Land Raiders, Abaddon, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, we're calling this one.
Kurt goes, there's no safety nets. That
happened to Jimmy as well.
Hey, Daniel.
He was playing really competitive in Stockholm, but then he went abroad. Not abroad. He went to south of Sweden. And it was like, there's a lot of vehicles here. I don't have anything that kills vehicles ever.
That's so good. Daniel, Corey, one of our viewers, milestone follower, has said that he thinks that you're getting 40K pickup games with the Swedish bikini team.
They're excellent players, by the way.
Daniel's like, hell yeah. Oh, I think he muted his phone. Did he mute his phone? I don't know what he did. Daniel, we can't hear you. And he's shopping for groceries. I don't know what he's doing.
Yes, Daniel's just going to look for alcohol anyway. He's like a raccoon right now.
He need pictures.
I hear you now. Of the Swedish bikini team? Hell yeah, we need some pictures.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, bro, send them over.
Outside my window here.
Daniel, no trolls, bro.
We'll fix it.
Yeah.
We'll fix it. There's no trolls in my life.
I mean, there was one troll that entered your life. I was there when she entered it. So
The also exited my life when Dick Colster left my life.
Oh man, shit. So good, so good.
Is there anything better to end it on than a troll and Dick Colster?
Probably not. The
Dick
takeaways
is the best ending point.
I agree.
That is the best ending point. Takeaways are Necrons seem really strong. You could build the codex a number of different ways. Salamanders, really no change, right, Brad? No change.
No, not from my type of list. Like people that were running the Scorpius and the Scout Storms, yeah, their list is 100% different.
Yeah.
Or the Great Drop Pods, but not my style.
Yeah, we're gonna stream another game on Friday. Necrons versus Sisters, most likely. We'll try to get in 2 if we can. It's gonna be Friday night, probably starting around 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, so late for the Eastern folks. Can I comment on the command protocols? Yeah, I can comment on command protocols. The +1 cover for your army all the time is awesome. +1 strength is really good. And leaving combat and re-engaging is amazing. I kept that one out with the Silent King, so I can attribute it whenever I wanted to. I really like them a lot. So I think command protocols are going to be really interesting, and depending on who you play and what your game plan will be, you can manipulate them and modify them however you want. Getting both with some of the main dynasties is also really interesting too. But I don't know if it's worth losing full army OBSEC or +1 save against damage 1. So those are really good too. So I'm not sure. But anyways, I think Daniel is now making a sandwich. So we'll talk to him offline, and we'll let you guys go.